You doing it in there? So let's introduce us. Really, this project. So, John Office. He's Mark Thompson. He's a one-night stand. That's Blake Trevor and Evan Lace, and of course Bill Macy. And I'm James Quinn, and we're gonna play some music. Oh yeah. Actually, all proceeds to the event go to charity, and the entire production is put on by students of the creative writing classes, fourth and now. Please don't forget about the concession stand outside. Don't eat a little, Peter. Respect it. Eat it and with napkins when you get dirty. Uh, Call for the judges. We need two judges from the audience. Okay, we got only events. We got open mic traditional to slams to provide. First round, intermission, second round, then we call the winners and performances. Which should be done around 8:30, and the band will play a closing set, so everyone is welcome to stay. Thank you. All right, can we call up Mr. RN, our teacher of the creative writing class, to come up here and introduce the open mic, which we're about. I love it. I want to extend one for you again. We rated the tense forecast of 4 to 12 inches, which we'll see what happens. That's what we're waiting there, 4 to 12 inches. If you try that in my teaching, you're going to be able to B and A, and then see where it is. Um, and you have to assume we think it's coming and playing, and thank you very much. Yep. Group of things I'm going to send out to the students that you're going to see up on stage. It takes a lot for guys to come up and read your stuff in front of the crowd, even though it's kind of crowd, if you know, statistically. Furthermore, I want to send a thanks to my entire creative writing class. 60 kids, everybody read a piece in front of class, and it was top of their stuff. And what you're going to see tonight is the top 18 of the class chose. And so everyone's benefiting. So everyone worked really hard, and you're going to see the names people put themselves out here on them, whether or not they want it or push them. Well, for you all. It's traditional slam, share a little bit, to give anybody a chance to go get something for this. And then got another student actually has done an adaptation of the Raven that we're going to, from there, then move to slam. But from that, and what I'd like to do is call up the first to open mic, trying to stand for the room for this. Right. Okay. Come on, open mic. Yeah. Okay. And the particular charity works out quite nicely to celebrate all the proceeds for this. There's a couple other organizations in school that are putting a lot of money toward tsunami relief, so that's where everything's going today. So it's in the way, and thanks so much for doing it.
Hello. Didn't have a title. They say you're no friend when you can't lie. Was it just a joke the night you started crying? Were you crying for me? Were you crying because you lied? Were you crying because you knew you couldn't be by my side? I gave you my heart, you ripped it to shreds. I picked it back up and gave it to you once again. Chained to your hand, I try and break free. This is your death wish, your lungs, they choke me. Your harsh words that freeze my bittersweet kiss. There's no way that glue can ever fix this.
Magnolia. Here you go. It's all savers. It's a fact. Let's now really describe it.
Good evening, everybody. I just wrote this in the last 30 seconds. I didn't know there was an open mic option. Judging from pictures of my father and how he looks now, I realized that my hair won't last forever. There will come a time when it is gone and I'll be bald. And I don't know when. I'm 17 and I think my dad lost all his hair at 35. So I'm going through kind of a mid-hair life crisis right now. So I wrote a poem called An Ode to My Hairline. Oh hair, I love you so. I really love the way you flow. When I run against the wind, following me on the go. One day you'll be gone. Could have put my words in song. Rogaine, hair plugs, club for men. At what age, I don't know when. Maybe I'll just wear a hat. Lose my abs, get real fat. Never leave my house again, or just be happy when you can. Thank you.
If you want. No, take it out. Take it out. All right, one part of before we get to the next slide. Most of the strategic chance for it's never nice when you go on to see these. It seems to work out. But I have one thing I want to try myself going from this. In particular because it's really well important getting people on the stage to share their stuff. Sometimes well, it takes a little work. Sometimes like writing, sometimes it's reps and organic stuff. People always want to try. And what I'm kind of feeling is there's just one thing I've been wanting to talk about and doubting with never get to time. And then it's because it's and I'm giving speeches to some of the classes because it's teaching me like important things. One of the most important things that I did is trying to fill up. I didn't pull it up. It's never put in the training. And we're trying again and see if we can pull it again. What we do is not freestyle, but freestyle piece of poetry. In order to do that, this is tough. I need your support from you. Should I try this?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do it.
let's do it. Yeah, do it. Yeah.
That's what I need from you a little inspiration. I need some topics. I need you to call it out and let's do this right from the training. What are you doing? Hot sauce? Actually, seriously, one thing I want to do is I also want to apologize, folks. This doesn't mean you have to be here. You have to be a football to apologize for last season. I don't know if you saw that on intentional. Only a couple of them for the national championship. Apologize. You like their like what is this supposed to say? Something else like football. I apologize. Actually, things I'm not quite sure. Just go, where's your dancers? Give me some directions. Give me some directions, boys who are dancers. They're going to the class, they got long dresses, they're thinking, what am I doing? I'm trying something new. Maybe I should try something new because I knew some way Carl talked about myself together with Frank Jones. Nothing I thought it was going to be. It wasn't what I thought you needed. I needed to be something else, something real, something I know, something I can be every person I would want to be. It's not there. I can't find it. I can't find myself. I can't find my flow. I'm looking for my flow. And tonight comes flow. I can't find it. I'm stuck. Who am I? I'm stuck. Duck. Sometimes you just need to find the thing that rhymes with the last word you said, and I get duck. And then I thought, and now, I don't think you've ever seen a duck in time. And how lucky to be floating in frogs. No response to your quacking, no suggestions of slacking. No response. With the birds in the trees and the bees all around, and the sound of whispering clouds, whispering clouds. And then you think, luck, what is luck? And then I think, a duck. I think a duck does not have luck. A duck doesn't have a name, it doesn't even have a brain, and then you go, okay, fine, a mallard. It's not a name, it's a kind of duck and a brain that's a little tiny, and then all it's got is spittle on its beak, and it can't even up, it's just got hands that just flap in the air, and there's not much you can do, and it doesn't have a name. We got names, and I think, what are we doing looking for inspiration in a duck? They don't have luck. Inspiration. Within, we gotta find it within. We gotta find it within ourselves. And we gotta find the flow we're looking for, the place we want to be, the person we want to know. And here, tonight, I'm so proud to see these people who are going to stand up and for their time to flow, because I believe sometime, not sometimes, but sometime, everyone will find their flow and let it out, and they'll know themselves. I'm done. Masterful. This is a rendition of Edgar Allan's classic, The Raven, done by Rick Sanchez, who's it makes the most acceptable. Bring those changes there. Just want to thank Mr. For making me do this. Now, time to swim. This is a competition, but it's a friendly atmosphere. Be supportive and cheer loudly for the people that. And the judges will base their scores on how much they are moved by the students and to the degree that the audience responds. Let's keep this high. And the performer will be called to stage, and the next performer will be asked to move to the seats next to the ramp. And after the performances, the judges will hold up their scores right here. And one of us will come up here and tabulate them and read them off. Thank you very much.
First up is Jimmy Grove.
I wrote this piece while thinking about birds, and all right, so just I'm gonna let it fly. I'm gonna let it fly like birds. It's called the death penalty. Death penalty. All leaves splash to the ground. They splash against me and my honesty. Always running from my honesty. Addicted to theft. The wind calms down. Chills still in the air. Can't fight the weather anymore. No need to sprint. Out of strength. Out of breath. Out of room. I can still hear the sirens in my head. Son, get down and put your hand behind your head. I should have learned from my mistakes. You should have done things right, my mom always said. Hell, that was a good enough hint. Now I'm left here alone, not wanting to go anywhere except for home. Christmas alone, I would have never dreamed. Sitting alone in this dirty cell, cold breath filling up with steam. No warmth, no comfort. I wish I could have done things right. Things would be different. Things would be great. But time is almost gone and I cannot be late. I made too many mistakes that cannot be forgiven. Hopefully God can help me when I see him in heaven.
All right, Jimmy Grove, ladies and gentlemen, he gets an 8.5, 8.25. Judge number 3. 8.25, 9.25, and 8.75. Next up, we got Ben Feldman, followed closely by Paul Dolinchek.
Mannequin's shoe. You are a mannequin's shoe, just as fake and lifeless as a mannequin. You walk over people as shoes walk over pavement. At first glance, you appear to be quite attractive, but with one scratch on your surface, your true nature becomes abundantly clear. Yet you're more than just a mannequin. You're a mannequin's shoe. You're a piece of rubber and plastic designed to walk on things. But you don't even move. You just sit there pretending to feel, pretending to have a purpose. Yet the reality is you don't. Your purpose is simply to be fake, to have a good appearance and no substance. There is nothing lower than what you are. There is nothing lower than what you stand for. You are a mannequin's shoe.
All right, bang.
Judges. 8.75, 8.75.5, 8.5, 8.5, and Arch 8. Controversial. Next up, we got Walter Bodie Brown.
This is called View from the Top. Beside a lake, beneath the sky, the backbone, the knees, the shelf for the trees. It lay, any shape, color, offering itself, giving itself, and being itself, untouched. I see hills, Earth's genes, Earth's curves. As a cloud, many images pass my eye, yet hills more beautiful in the sky. Lay, quiet, waiting for someone to pass, not to harm, to look. I don't need buildings, I don't need farms, I need places unharmed. Of all the images I see from the sky, nothing is more blissful than those hills that lay, painted with earth's pigmentation and beautiful nature. Only a cloud can realize the beauty of hills untouched, unharmed, that lay, hoping not to be covered, hoping not to be fussed with, hoping that realization will come. But they lay, untouched, unharmed. A view from the top shows earth, untouched, unharmed, and as a cloud I pass by, looking down from the top, seeing less and less as time goes on.
Oh, that looks delightful. Judges? 9. 8.5. 9. 8.25. Okay. All right. Next up, it's Caitlin. It's the Fitzsimmons.
It's called the bottle lay empty on the floor. Your head pressed and put into the sheet. Memory of us is lost, but the two of you remain so deep. Always protecting that bottle. You hid, made excuses, and loved. I was always in the background. What's that? A flying sound? You left me in my sleep, alone, scared and stiff. You smothered me out, replacing me with it. A cold glass, a strange smell. Bottles, cups, everywhere. It won't be long before we'll be gone, building remembrance of us within. I've given you my nights, only to stay by your befuddled side. A mother I never had, but you just relied. Hate, anger, pain set in, but they will never win. All I ask is a mom from you. When will it set in? Soon we will be lost, and you will be alone. Please fix what evil has done, and bring my mother home.
Thanks, Caitlin. Judges, 8.75, 8.5, 9.25, 9, and 9.5.
Oh,
Next up is Rick Sanchez, and on deck is Jada Gonzalez.
Is there a record? Is that the tape? Yes. I don't think you can. You gave me no. That's a good place.
Jessica.
Yes.
If me, if I start talking again, you guys gotta throw in place. Try not to touch the mic.
Father, please, I bring this presence to this. I promise I can bring your resurrection, Father, please. All you gotta do is show me some affection. Show me, please. Spirit, Father, please, give me the strength. And Father, please, speak out your children, knowing and patient help. To find out what it is to escape the steps. The Father, please. I need to know brothers, no contention. Love us, please. What is it with you? Why can't you just thank the Father, please? What if I told you why? I told you why. You thought you did the
And what if I told you that I didn't know but I can't decide if I should cry and pour my anger towards you? I shouldn't invite you in the first place, much as I can even speak it to me on my birthday. The one who chooses not to see me, even though the first they faded me, you're excusing, you're abusing the one way, the only basis in which I can stand you is the fact that you're my father, the only thing that's mine. I'm fucking right, don't even father. In my mind, you're the strangest. So every time I see you, you say you like your work. Just you say you got the silly, but if you I don't believe to quit at it, you just don't let you go there and be too legend. How don't you go there pretty in my life, you represent a represent. To really be shut up and losing my father, I just can't expect. Oh, one day you can accept me, love me, you always have to come. This was a table, so I can accept you. Yeah. I promise I can be your resurrection, Father, please. All you gotta do is show me some affection, show me, please. They said me, Father, please, and be the shepherd, Father, please. You see, you got your children on it, help, me, please. To find out what this case is, Father, please. Why don't they do, brothers, no cookies, Father, please. What do we do with you? Why can't you just listen, Father, please?
10.75, 10.75, 10.75, 10.75, it's 10.
Okay. This is called The Dead with an introduction by Joan Falsham. In poems I read, the dead always appear as collective nouns, gray maps without feature, to be feared or made fun of, and so to be erased, as if we hadn't once loved or fought with them, as if we won't end the same. Dead memories fade like fog upon earth, abandoned stories, those never told. Dead is more than we alive will ever really know. Depressed, dark, daunted, seeing the dead. How undesirable the dead is to us. What's gone is gone, we tell ourselves. What's dead is dead. The pain of death desires to be forgotten. The hurt joins with others' hurt. The pain becomes the dead. One noun to cover all feelings. What's dead is dead. Someday we'll join them. That's something we cannot change. We will be a part of the forgotten, those with no face. The swirling cloud of featureless pain. One day we will no longer joke or fear. The dead are as different as us of today. Once living, they too forgot the lives of those before them. One day we truly will see the truth of the dead.
Eight point two five. 8.25, 9.25, 9, and 8.5. Next up, Paul Dolanchak, followed by Robbie Stapleton.
This is my tone. Don't try and change me. The title is Gaining Time. What could you do in 7 hours and 25 minutes? I would spend my time at school, bored out of my mind. Usually in that time, I count down from 26,700 to see if I end close to the bell. This is all possible because of the pointless classes required at school. The little that I do learn is either not needed or can be taught more efficiently. With the solution I'm about to propose, I can take my 7 classes and slim it down to a more productive day. Science is the first step in the process. It is by far the most useless. Currently, I'm learning how to identify a tree. Yes, a big piece of living wood. It never moves. It's always there. Causes no problems. Yet we are identifying it. It's not like this tree is someone's I planted. It's a maple for crying out loud. We knew that going into the lab, but now we know it's the entire task, self-explanatory. Looking at a tree and putting down pictures in book, I don't need to be taught. This is common sense. I spend my days taking pictures of my planet. I'm a teacher bringing them what leaves shade. If, in a big if, I do ever need to identify a tree in my life, common sense tells me to just match it with a tree in a book. Let's just remove this class. One science comes math. Math, however, does deserve some credit. The thing about math is that is unneeded at the higher level classes. Everyone should take Algebra 1 geometry, but calculus is just not needed in people's daily life. In calculus, I've just learned how to find the rate at which water is drained from a tub. And all in good is life, and in all that is good in life will this give me. Knowing it will only get me beat up by mean bullies. I've taken many baths in my life, but never once did I think to myself, I wonder how many cubic inches of water are draining out of my shower. Maybe I'm weird, but I think most people never thought that either. So long as the tub is draining water, I don't care how fast it goes. To further the point, calculus is not needed in life. When I asked my father for help, all he could say was, "It must be some trick problem." I'm cutting science and math in my schedule. Now I'm down to an hour and 80 minutes. All math is doing for me right now is teach me to think in organized manner. This is important to have. Coincidentally, the next subject will preserve at the bottom. The next subject is English. This class takes the train of thought from math, but allows one to express their ideas to people in writing. It requires ideas to be well thought out, organized, in order that's clear to people. Things that does not need to be taught as a breakdown of books. Although some of the novels are enjoyable, breaking them down into every small piece takes away from the love of just reading. When I read the classic Catcher in the Rye, I hated it. The book is a legend. Every single detail is picked apart. I had no interest at all. Had I just been reading it on my own, I too could have enjoyed it. Mostly though, the books are just simply bad. The Odyssey, although it's too famous, was terrible. The language is not catching my interest. I had to stop reading it due to how terrible it was. Now the problem with picking up books is it leaves nothing to write about. This can be fixed though. History is so incredibly boring. However, when taught like this story, all the events seem more interesting. Seeing the progression of events and their outcomes is important to learn. People see their mistakes, and by studying history, one can judge the effect of an event and develop their own thoughts on the subject. Right now, I'm studying the Vietnam War. Instead of just learning the facts with dates, we learn the story of events. This shows us how one affects the next. Also, we can make connections from then and now. In my plan to delete the uselessness out of my schedule, I must alter English and history. With English, I'm just going to keep the writing in. As for the reading and analyzing of books, I say read on your own time. With history, I'll take out the strict memorization of facts and just leave the story it truly is. Now I'm going to combine these two classes into a historical English class. Here we will look at the events in history and write about them as if they were novels. To my editing comes with Chinese or any foreign language. For me, I want to travel to a place that don't speak English. I never plan to go to China. Why should I learn a language that is only spoken halfway around the world? Knowing the language or not, my life will change, but my ways are valuable to me. Finally, I have one class left, ceramics. I strongly support the attendance of this class. Not because it's a blowout, but because it teaches you to work at things, being good in life. Also, ceramics brings out the sense of creativity. Both are required for life. This class will be left alone. My schedule is now short, to the point, but overall efficient. I've cut out science and math, combined English with history, dropped Chinese, and left ceramics. The result is simply 2 classes, historical English and ceramics. At an hour and a half each, my life would gain much needed time. No longer would be consumed with the useless attempt at learning unneeded information, but with learning just what is required. And if this turns out to be useless too, well, at least I don't have to count down from 10,800.
Thank you, Paul. 9.25, 9.25, 8.125, 9.259. Diligence. Performer up on stage is a close friend of mine. Go back a couple of years. Name is Robbie, and he told me he did this piece while watching a 100 Collect commercial. So I give to you, Robbie. No, that's not a purse. That's a man bag, Stapleton.
Thanks, Jim. All right. This is a poem. It's a letter poem. It's meant to be sent to somebody. Dear Carrot Top, when are you going to stop? Is your purpose in life to annoy? You and your dirty red hair. I wouldn't mind if you got attacked by a bear. Really do resemble a carrot. If that bear then ate you, I'd be able to bear it. When I look at you, I turn away. You are the ugliest man alive, I have to say. When a hungry bear will turn you down, you know your career has hit the ground. What is living on that head? Is it alive or is it dead? Or were you chewed up and spit out? My feelings that have brewed up, they've now come out. When your commercial comes on, the channel I change. A fight between you and I can't arrange. Don't you realize you're not even funny? You kind of look like a bunny. So run, little bunny, away from this bear before he changes his mind solely upon your dreadful hair. So the next time you don't have money, call 1-800-YOU'RE-NOT-FUNNY. Paul.
10.25, 9.75, 9.75. So next up is Stephanie Hill, and I'm Ducky's Casey Stephens. Well, who can follow that in? Mine's Red Star. You leave ugly marks, unforgettable, painful, and hidden. You're not a bruise. They can just go away. Scars are forever. You leave something permanent. Physical to the human eye, but a haunting scar in my mind. If only you could be fixed, stitched up, I wouldn't have you as my problem. You are a scar. Scars never disappear. You will never go away. You make me feel ugly. You will never let me forget. I try, but I look at you. All you bring back is memories. Mostly memories of pain. I had a huge fall. I went tumbling down. Y'all that slouched. Instead of catching me, you left a scar. We were fine if you slapped me in my back, leaving me with no love. You left a scar on my back. You left a scar on my mind. You left a scar on my heart. I will have them for the rest of my life. A life of scars. As much as I want to move on, I never will. I can't. You are so ugly to me. I can't forgive you. I won't forget. As much as I want to move on, I can't. I live a life of scars.
Thank you, Steffi. We got a 9.75, a 10, a 9, a 9.25, and a 9.5. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Steffi. Next up, we've got Casey, the Iron Barrel Starnes.
Tonight's piece, I guess we call it a fictional memoir. It's called I See You. 3 years to this day, I was in ICU, grasping for why I left inside of me. The rest of my insides have been destroyed by my passion, selfishness that had reigned deep inside of the veins running through my body. The years of not caring, the nights I spent out till 2. I can't still recall all what I did those nights. Who cares what I did those nights? It was all about getting that high. I remember that feeling, losing all sense in my body, just having the numbness run through my veins. I couldn't give up that feeling. I relied on it. Without it, I wasn't myself. The times my stash was empty, I fell into this pit, needing those moments of senseless feeling. Just those few empty hours of letting my mind rely on something besides my thought patterns. It was like I was letting a wild horse in my mind run free in the tall greens. I didn't feel like I needed to think for myself anymore. I knew that once I took that first drag, I wouldn't have to think anymore. It was as if a moment stuck in time, like those nights where you can't sleep and the ceiling above you is a book to read. Then, when you finally fall asleep, you dream of senseless enjoyment of the moments of your past you can actually recall. Now I need it more than ever. I need to find that high again. I need to feel it inside my body. I raced around my room looking for where I had the number of my buddy who could get me more. I knew I could count on him. He'd been there for me before. He was there when I needed it most. He'd been there the night I had the worst trip on acid in my life. My mouth had started to water, my teeth clenched between my flesh. My bite did not let go, it stayed frozen, almost like your breath in a midwinter night, standing still, hanging in the air, waiting upon an answer. All I remember is seeing blood pour from my arm as my teeth dug deeper into my skin, letting more red blood seep from the grasp of my white, blood-stained teeth. The clench seemed to never let go its grip, until I felt a prick in my back. My buddy who had stayed with me had just injected me with I don't know what in my lower back. Freeing my flesh from the death grip of my pearly whites, from the pale skin left in my arm, I curled up on the floor where I had been lying face down. I knew I could count on him to be there the moment the shit hit the fan. He'd be standing beside me, helping me through it. He'd have it for me the next day. I knew he would. Now feeling revived, I had nothing to worry about. I'd smoke up the rest of my stash. I'd pay him with the money I found lying around the house from the diminishing stack of DVDs I was collecting. Most of the money I found lying around the house came from my mom's purse. She would ask me where money went, but I'd tell her I didn't know. I really knew deep inside of me that money was being turned into thin air. The next day, we'd have coffee at the donut depot a couple miles from my house, where my mother and I used to spend the hours after preschool let out. I figured this was the place that I began, so why not let it slip beyond me? I knew that if my mother knew I was making drug deals at our donut shop, she would cry her heart out. I hope that the day she hears about would also begin there the shop is closed and out of business. When she comes up here with me, I'll explain to her how sorry I am for tarnishing the relationship I abandoned. I miss her the most, my mom. I wish I could have spent the nights with her watching TV together like every other 15-year-old then.
I cry now looking down and seeing her spending lonely nights waiting for my father to come home and crying in his arms. She always had that shimmering smile on her face. Even when she found out that I broke her favorite set of plates when I rolled them down the hallway floor, she told me that stupid plates didn't matter to her like I did. I regret every minute of the day the feelings I put upon my mother. I should be there comforting her. I should be there making dinner with her. When I was 5, she'd take me to get donuts, and we'd always go to the donut depot. I'd get a chocolate donut, she'd get a decaf. We'd sit there together and look at all the pictures of trains up on the walls. Her favorite picture was the one of the conductor hanging out the window of the engine car, waving at the cameraman. It made her dimples in her cheeks deepen almost inside of her mouth. I could still see that smile in my eyes. If I closed my eyes hard enough, thinking about those mornings, I could see her pearly white teeth and the craters of dimples in her cheeks. My favorite was, of course, the picture of Thomas the Tank Engine, that everlasting smile on his face, smirking right back at me. I laughed every time I walked in and sat down at our booth. Then, when I turned 14, it was the first place I ever had an artificial smile on my face, an artificial high. Blonde, sun-bleached hair, dark blue eyes, tall, lanky body, deep voice, a voice that could reach the bottom of the ocean if it could. Everyone said I looked just like him and sounded just like him. My dad was my idol. He always did the right thing. He never made my mom mad. She was always happy. Although my dad, he still needed to teach me how to fly fish. He promised me that when I turned 16, we'd drive up to the Seaholm lakes together and learn how. When he told me that on my 13th birthday, I was ecstatic. I wanted to run through the rest of my life as fast as I could until I was 16. I have been looking forward to that day for the longest time. My dad had been an amazing baseball player in high school. I wanted so bad to be as good as him. We'd go down to the batting cage and token after token we'd hit balls. It wasn't until the batting cage closed that we'd leave. We'd get home and my hands would be callous and worn down. My dad would always say, "See that right there? That's the measure of a man. It's not how much you can drink or how big your muscles are. Your hands show that you've worked hard. Those calluses symbolize hard work. Real men work hard, and hard work comes from the heart." I loved it when he said that. I looked at my hands and looked back up at him and asked, "So Dad, am I a man yet?" He'd say, "Jess, you're on your way there. I can see the man in your eyes." God, I'd kill just to hear him say that one more time. Wheezing, coughing up blood, bloody nose, cold hands rushing all over my body, doctors grasping my clothes, ripping them off, hooking me up to life support, digging deep down to find those last few breaths inside me, not finding them fast enough, a clear mask pulled over my face. Faces moving with mouths in front of my face, white lab coats rushing in and out, my eyes slowly shut, but are quickly awoken from a shockwave throughout my body. My chest hits the ceiling, only to fall back down harder. My heart beats faster, faster, not slowing down. My lifeline is to the charts. A new mask pulled over my face, forcing myself to throw up what's left inside of me. Everything comes out. Nothing left inside me. My last time I'll ever have a clean slate. A warm hand takes my hand and holds it close to their heart. It's my mom's hand. She holds it as close to her heart as possible. By my side, praying. Tears rolling down her cheeks, falling to the floor. My head rolls to the side and gazes for one last moment in those beautiful green eyes. "Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you too. I'm sorry I never told you. I should have told you when it started to get out of hand. I should have taken your advice. You never regret anything while you were doing it, but afterwards, you always do."